Hello, welcome to the angel message, the astrological. It's not actually an astrology message, okay? It's kind of an astrological year message. So it's going to start from now and it's all the way till next year, February. So this is the angel message. Now, it's a little bit of a strange one, so I just need to kind of explain it to you. So before we go on, I'm Hem. I'm the Self-Love Self-Care System Lady. I'm an angel connector and I'm here to give you this angel message. Now, the things we need to go through, there are lots of particulars and logistics with this today. So this message is in parts because I channeled some of it and I literally recorded it as a voice note. So there'll be little bits with video and there'll be little bits of me speaking, and I'm going to break it up for you so you can see it as it's meant to come, because the angels got me to write some notes and then they got me to do some astrology stuff to explain to you, and there was a channeled message as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm literally going to start with a bit of reading and then it will break up into little bits of channeled information, then little bits of astrological information, and then a little bit more of the information that I've got written here. So without further ado, let's see what the angels want to tell us about the astrological year. Although they are calling this, they are saying this is the New Year message. They are saying to me, they're literally saying it right now. I normally look up there when they speak, but I'm being good today. I'm trying to look forward. It's really hard. But they're literally saying to me, this is the 2023 message for the year. So we are, so Happy New Year. Happy New Astrological Year. That's the first thing I should say, right? That is really something quite important. So they're firstly saying that the year 2023 is a catalyzing year. They've also spoken a little bit. Now, if any of you watched the 2022 angel report that they did, the angels spoke about us being in a cycle. And they said we were in a 10-year cycle. However, they said to me to say that yes, we did, excuse me, we did start a cycle, and they said it was in 2021. But actually, they said it was 2020. And they said that, this is what they're saying, actually, they're saying it right now. They say to me that timelines are very difficult for them to give us, because when they give us timelines, because our timelines are not like theirs, because they don't have actual timelines, they don't always work. So what they're saying to me to say is that it started out in 2020 and there's kind of an 11, 12, 13 year cycle going on there. And this is to do with how we're going from one space of being to another space of being. So that's what they're saying for me to say, okay? So they wanted me to point out what the years were. So they said 2020-21 was a foundational year, and it was about things coming to an end. And then they said that as we move through the years, as we move from now, from 2020 all the way to 2032, 33, changes are going to be leveled through those years, okay? So they said that 2020 was a foundational year where we broke open. It was a breaking, it was a splitting of things. Everything was crumbling around us, our understanding, our thinking, and our being. I said 2021 is an awakening of light consciousness year. It was the awakening of light consciousness. There was a recalibration of consciousness last year, whether you know it or not, there was. Because I said to them, really? No, it was last year, it was the year before, wasn't it? You can see where I am, I'm still in 2022. And in 2022, they said there was a love energy consciousness, which asked us to connect into Gaia and bring in the true physicality of us in the connection to what Earth is as a whole, right? So 2023 is our year of deep choice. The light vibration is heightening and our options are opening up, okay? There also is an energy of transformation in this year, a foundation for spirituality, and this is about spiritual truths and how do we see them and how do we make them work and how do we go within to our own spirituality and bring it out into the collective. This is the year of you. It's about you, okay? The year of recognizing your inner drivers and your desires, your needs. What is it you really, really need right now? Now, I am going to say this. Some of the channeled information may actually be repetitive at this. However, I'm still going to put it in because it's channeled and it's through the angels, and it will hold a resonance and a frequency and codification in it that might alert you to little things that are in your cellular memory. So I will put it on. So even if it does seem a little bit repetitive, just let us off, because that's how the angels work. At the moment I'm talking, but the channeled message was brought in through their vibration, so it will give you something else. Okay, so the year of recognizing, like I say, your inner drives, it says, are you going to be part of the old or the new? You know, if you want a reminder of this, I would look to the angel message of 2022. I would have a little look at it and have a little listen and see what in there, because it's flowing. What they've said to me is this is flowing. So they're actually saying it now. Yeah, so it's going to flow. So the messages are going to flow and create a story. They'll build up a picture. So, yeah, they said to, you know, so I will put a link to the notes for the 2022 message so you can look at that. And they said that where last year was about grounding and connecting to Gaia and the Ascended Masters, there is a theme of that continuing, okay? But it's more pronounced than last year. They're saying it's more cumulative than last year, okay? Now, our global position is rising into light. 2023 is going to help to awaken you. This is this year and next year actually together are going to take us through a series of tests and understandings and lessons, and then by the time we get to the end of 2024, we should have more of an understanding of what's happening with us, okay, and who we really are and where we're really supposed to be as well. So, you know, that there's also a lot about health brought in for this year. Health and understanding what your health means to you and how you're going to manage it, and how you're going to manage it on a deep soul level as that and your body, and also how you're going to step into states of love. So that's really beautiful. And the new energy is awakening us to a new divine intelligence system, which is just amazing, because we can really move through what we've understood and what we haven't understood through that intelligence system that's actually catalyzing the Gaia system, so the planet at the moment, okay? So there's also a lot of teamwork energy highlighted in this year, and I've been asked to remind you from the 2022 report that men give and women, men are the givers and women are the receivers. I can't remember it. So yes, and also to connecting into your left-right energy and balancing out your system. We're also asked to access information of the mystical and the magical, to know more, to access truth in ways that we haven't done before. It is going to be a year of truth and clarity around the decisions you have to make from the past to the now, okay? It's about how you understand all that and put those building blocks together. You're being asked with love to start to understand that your decisions need to originate from you, and that was in last year's report anyway, but it's kind of, as they say, it's a message that just keeps running through until you get it and you create it, okay? What else? They're saying it's a big year for moving very fast, and on a ground level it may seem very, very crazy, okay? But to be honest, this depends on where your attention is. And in the channeled message, which will kind of be spliced between this, right? But in the channeled message, the angels do say that they say it's about taking time for self. But obviously, I'll let that speak to itself and explain it a little bit more. This can also be a great year. This is also a great year of endings and beginnings. There's going to be a lot of cumulative endings happening. And it happened kind of beginning of year, and we're kind of just within that beginning totality energy right now, with the March changes and the new astrological year and lots and lots of planets shifting. They've shifted, so you've got that shift. These are my considerations. Okay, so there's a lot of shift within the astrological charts for people. So Pluto is about to move into Aquarius in a couple of days from when I've done this report. So today is the 21st, okay? And you can rise into this year. This is about finding your people as well, okay? You know, it's about awakening to that energy. Kind of being asked to think of this as a transformative year. It's kind of get rid of what you don't need, be who you're supposed to be. And the angels say there is an understanding of our connection to the whole of the universe happening. That is beginning. We're literally shifting gear into that understanding. Now that will change our timelines. Look, this is a slow process. It's not going to happen tomorrow, but it will shift our timelines. So 2023 is going to refocus everything. Okay. The angels remind us we are instigators of the response. We're being given new potential. They want us to use it. Okay. Up until May, we're going to have a favorable planetary energy. And if you want to know more about that, just check out my astrology reports, because like I said, this is all going to tie up together. If you watch all of that, it'll all fuse together and give you the understanding. Now, because Saturn's in Pisces now, we've had a change, there's a shift. So some of you may be feeling that, some of you may be knowing that. Okay, now, what else have they given me? They said that we are going to get change, obviously, because of Pluto Aquarius. And they're also saying, lovingly, can we stay in a space where we start to look at our spiritual aspect? What kind of world do we want to live in? Do we want it to be a controlled world, or do we want it to be a world where there's lots of choice and that we work together as a collective? I think we need to think about the words control, and I think we need to understand how this works for us. And I would actually recommend right now with this report, I would also recommend you checking out my Aries new moon report, which has just come out, because a lot of what's in there is kind of showing itself up actually in here. Now bear in mind, I wrote this ages ago. This was written a while ago. The angels gave it through to me over February, and then lots of technology problems happened for me. So this is not direct information, although they are saying it is in the now, because if I'm giving it to you now, it is now. So it also heralds you being the boss energy, working for maybe yourself, or working, you know, on the understanding of that you're doing what you really want to be doing, rather than working for a system that isn't really vibrating at your frequency. That's what I'm being told. All right, we're also going to find that we might be able to create a more aligned space, a more spiritually aligned space. You're going to feel better in your life. Now remember, we're only in March at the moment. This is going all the way up till 2024. Okay, although 2024 will have its own report, this energetic frequency of some of the stuff I'm saying is a long-term thing. Okay, now you're being asked to connect into your loving independence, which I really love. It's a beautiful thing, connecting to your loving independence, right? So, you know, with this freedom element that can be presented, we are the makers of that freedom element. Remember, we can stick or we can twist. I think I say it in the channeled report as well. Yeah, I mean, you're being asked to kind of check in on the water element of yourself, so how much you're hydrating yourself. Also, blood is linked to fluid, so thinking about your blood, thinking about your immune system, that kind of thing as well, and other mental health issues and things like that too. We are also being opened up to a blending of science and spirituality this year, so we want to be looking into that and understanding that. And the angels are saying with that blend of science and spirituality comes a change in the way that we're going to be looking at those two things in a whole. And they're also talking about religion a bit to me. They're saying this whole thing is going to start shifting in the way that we perceive it, and that perception will change the way humanity deals with these things. Okay. We are also going to be upping our practical spiritual services. Also, do watch for the negative of Saturn in Pisces, because that's what this is about, okay? Which is about, you know, where we become like we're not really looking after our health, and we're not really looking after our energy, and also we become too closed-minded about the spiritual aspect. We get too closed off from that kind of thing. They're also saying to me to tell you to heal your food, your water, and your soul. Energize your space. Bring healers in to energize where you are. If you can't do it yourself, bring healers in to energize your space. The angels are actually saying to me right now at this moment in time, hold your hand over your food and your water and say, I send love from my heart into this food and transmute any negativity in it. Okay, they're saying that to me to say to you, and to remember that your thoughts are affecting the world at large. All thoughts that you're having are going to be affecting the world at large. Being asked to embrace the spiritual and our own sensuality from a grassroots up way, and they're also asking us, the angels, saying, can we open ourselves up to a new way of thinking that makes that moves into equality. They want us to know, by the way, that none of this is set into stone, and if we are love, then we can have a speedier, well, a speedier isn't really the word they're using. The word they're using is we can have a year that's more sensory. That's what they're saying. We can use our senses in a loving way, and that use of our senses is going to help us to make 2023 the year that is definitely about finding our spiritual truth that is within our body structure that we are holding. Now we need to just set an intention before we listen to this 2023 message. It's been brought out this month, our actual astrological new year, which starts in March. So let's see what the angels want to tell us about the 2023 year, how it's going to feel, and the energetic frequencies that we need to tap into. So the angels are saying that we need to begin our journey cycle in this year. There's a level of transformation in this year and transmutation. There's a real level of alchemy present in this year. And what they're saying is that if we step into what is being offered, we can actually upgrade ourselves faster than we normally would. This year potentially is going to give us all an accelerated pathway that wasn't available before. Another thing that they're showing me, this is a spiritual pathway, just so you know, it's not any old pathway. It's a deep spiritual pathway. It's connecting in to the number 7. As you know, this is a 7 year, and the angels want to point out that there's an alchemy present in that number. There's also a great deal of luck. Now, they want me to mention that although there is those things, they are only available if we tap into them. In fact, they are also saying to me, something I need to mention, that the alchemy that's present is almost a window. So if you don't see the windows and it be presented over the year, then you may miss them. If we can allow it, it's a highly spiritual year that's asking for us to go inwards. It's sort of introspective. How do I put it? There's a sense of slowness to it. Although globally and collectively as a whole, it may work out, the energetic frequency that we feel and see may be different. What the angels are saying to me is that in this year, it will be vital that we get everything together. So everything that you started last year is going to be activated this year, okay? It's asking you to, because of the spiritual component of it, because of the energetic frequency of it. And I find it really interesting that I'm doing it right now, because it kind of connects to the energetic frequency of the Pisces, the Piscean energy, the fish, the energy, that watery energy. There is a connection there in some ways, but it's asking us to let go of want, need, striving, overly controlling our life, okay? It's asking us to be moving into a position of more restfulness, be more engaged of rest. So the angels are saying, yeah, if we can, if we can step into the deepest level of ourselves, then we can access this genteel energetic frequency that's going to allow us to go below the surface of our life, our internal nature, go below our surface of how we feel, we think, and we behave. This is a great year to check in with the things that haven't been working, okay? But it's also asking us to be gentler on ourselves. Being hard on ourselves, rushing ourselves, they're going to be tricky in this year. Okay, they're going to be really, really tricky. It just won't happen. The angels are saying it just won't happen. We'll feel completely just lost if we go with that. They're saying to us that, as of most years, every year has its own energetic frequency, and the angels are saying that this one's about your frequency, your truth, your messengers. In fact, if you watch my angel card reading that I did for February, which was late, weirdly, all of that message is really, really clear in there. It's asking us so deeply to connect into a part of ourselves that maybe we've neglected. For some of us, this will be a very neglected space, and the angels are asking us to soften, open ourselves. They've actually shown me an angel opening, gently flexing its wings. They're asking you to flex your wings, flex your inner core, which is the beauty aspect within you, and step into that. The angels asked me to say to you, are you ready to delve deep into the core of your inner nature? What is it that you are not really facing up to? What is it that you know? You know it so much. You know the truth around it, but you are not giving yourself the permission to feel it, experience it, and then act from it. This is something they're making very clear to me. They're saying the active phase right now is to step into the resonance frequency that allows you to make the changes possible that come from a deep well of intuition. As I say this, I'm just going to I'm bringing out an intuition challenge this month, which is absolutely weird because it's all correlating. But this is a free challenge. I'd love you to come on it. It's got a 1 hour training with it, which is also free. I'm going to do a message in my Facebook group, which is coming up soon as well. And I'm going to say to people, we can either have it in the group or we can have it via Zoom. If you're interested in joining the group, check out Facebook. At the end of February. The group is called Awakening Angel Consciousness. I'd love you there. And you can also sign up for the challenge, and you, my lovelies, can start this ball rolling, because this is what we're being asked in this year. This is what 2023 symbolises. It symbolises us getting to the root of everything within, getting to the root of ourselves, deeper and deeper. It's almost like you're taking a dive. You're taking a dive into the inner drives and emotions of yourself. It's a higher resonance frequency than last year in that sense, because it's an individualistic component. Don't get me wrong, there will be stuff happening outside. As ever, the global stage will be doing what it's doing, but it's how you are going to respond to this. How are you going to do this differently? It's your spiritual inner wisdom that you're going to be really tapping into to look at who you really want to be. Are you still making choices and decisions the way you used to? Are you still doing things the old way? If you're still doing that, you're not taking on the flow of life. You're resistant to change. There is a lot of change available. It's whether we want to take it or whether we don't. Angels are saying as well, be willing this year, in some point of this year, to take a moment for you and you alone. Doesn't matter how long you do that for. They're saying to me that there is the frequency and the energetic cycle of this particular year is actually opening us up to a depth of spatial awareness and inner core awareness and awakening that we've actually not had in a little while. Obviously we've not had it in a while because we haven't had a 7 year in a while. And what they're saying is, to me, is that if you can actually really strengthen yourself through maybe a weekend away on your own, or taking some time out on your own, or reassessing your life on your own, this is going to benefit you in such a great way. They're also pointing out, because this is what they do, right? They love their polarities. They tell us we live in a polarized world, so their message always sounds slightly polarized. And they're saying that in spite of needing this time for you to recalibrate and get what's going on, they're saying be careful of becoming too isolated or introverted or not mixing with people, because mixing with people is actually going to heighten your awareness. So you will need that as well. Just be very, very aware of the sensitivity of this year and the sensitivity of you, so that you're aware that you're spending time with people when you want to and being in your own energetic frequency when you want to. They're also telling me to say balance. We are working on balance at the moment. We've been working on it for a little while in our current paradigm. So they're saying work within the framework of balance. So it's having a little bit of this and having a little bit of that, as opposed to charging into just doing one thing predominantly over another. As you move through the year, they're asking me to say, find ways to create changeability in the way that you view the life that you're living. They're saying to me this is a great year to create a good space for you that begins you on a new pathway, because of the fact that it's your spiritual truth. If this is your soul truth, this is truth beyond anything you couldn't really master. I mean, then if you're interested, I've got a course that I'm running called the 12 Chakra Upliftment Course. That would really help you with stepping into this, because we're in the energy of spiritual truth. It will help you, because as you work and balance your chakras, you're going to align and enliven those messages that are within your spiritual truth centers. So the angels are saying, yeah, that would help you, and I'm saying that too. But the angels are saying that, or even do that work for yourself, start to align and refocus. The other thing they're saying to me is, are there things that you haven't worked on? Are there old traumas, old hurts, old past things that are within your body consciousness that you haven't really, that they're actually saying cleared out, but when they're saying cleared out to me, I'm also seeing more in the resonance of you haven't worked through them, you haven't forgiven them, you haven't let go of them, you're holding on to them tightly. And so in the energy of this year, it is, you've got the year telling me that it can be a gentler year for some of us. They're saying something to do with how we approach life, the world, the things that we're experiencing is actually the kind of year we're going to have this year, because it's so connected to that spiritual component. They're saying to me that if we are feeling negative, or if we're not feeling positive, or if we're expecting the worst, we can draw that to ourselves this year. So what they're saying to me is, can we, each one of us, including myself actually, can we actually step into the brilliance of belief and truth? And the more we believe and trust in ourselves, the more that we'll be able to manifest a life that's more palatable, that we love more, that we can be in more. In a way, there is a challenge in this year, and I'm seeing it quite strongly in the message that they're giving me, right? There is a deep challenge of, are you going to stick or are you going to twist, and which side are you going to choose? And there's the old way and there's the new way, and they're showing me there's this almost two choices in this year. It's presenting itself quite strongly. Those of you who watched my 2022 year report, there is messages in that report that will really click in with this report. Another thing they're saying to me is, we've got to remember that masculine feminine balancing that we are in the process of doing. They're saying to me, we're in a cumulative growing, and there are pains in that as well, but we are in a cumulative growing to create phenomenal change that will help us as a human race, as a peoples, to live in a more harmonious way. Yet it cannot happen overnight. It's like anything. If you knock down a house and you're going to be rebuilding it, you got to go through a specific stage before it starts to look aesthetically beautifully pleasing, and you get to decorate it and put the furniture in. We are in that cumulative process of changing our focus, changing our behaviors, our beliefs, our limitations, our structures, our truth as a whole. And when we do it from the individual aspect, what we're doing is we're resonating out an energetic frequency that helps everybody else to join in the higher vibration of change. That's what this year is going to be bringing. They want me to point out their numbers, and they're saying that for each month there's also an energetic frequency that connects to it. So we're currently in the energy in this particular month, because I said it's the astrological new year, right? We are beginning a new cycle. It's a completely new beginning, energetic frequency. And that is going to be really pronounced as we move through the year, because we are actually starting the year with a brand new start. We're starting the new year with a new beginning. So what they're saying is that if we can find the things that have to go, so that we can move into things that have to begin. It's really funny because they're not showing a clear pathway or strategy, or kind of, I can't see this as something that's for a collective is the same. Each individual's got their own pathway here. Each individual's got their own drama here, their own connection here, their own space here, their own flow here. So whatever's going to work for you is going to be just right for you. So take that message, take that moving, take that position and make it happen for you. Okay. Anyway, lovelies, that was an absolute pleasure to do for you. It's quite a long one. I hope you enjoyed it. Take care of yourselves. There will be another report with the angels this year. They are saying yes to that. They can be a little bit sort of, because they don't have the timelines we do, sometimes they don't come out at any time I would think they would. But I'm working with them in different ways this year, so there may be other messages. So I'm sending you all lots of infinite love. Namaste. Take care of yourselves and have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful 2023. All the love, and mwah, this is astrological 2023, of course. Going into 2024. I might be doing that from now on. It is up to them. They made that decision this year that it needed to come out now. So I trust in what they say, and so that's why we've got it now. Anyway, take care of yourselves. I'm sending you love. Bye everyone.